What's up, G Show Land, and welcome to another episode of the G Show Podcast. I am G1, and this is a very special episode of It's Not the Geek Out. It's a Predator Badlands review. Listen, we had to do it now. We had to do it now because, well, the movie just dropped. Well, it drops tomorrow, but the sneak previews were today, and here we are. So I've got some porter sub sandwich, I got some beer, and I've got, of course, the man I hold dear, G73, aka Megzy, aka my brother Chase, who is a hater and a half when it comes to this. What's going on, brother?
Nah, man, I'm doing all right. Not much going on. Just I got out of the theater, took a shower, and now I'm here.
Yeah, listen, okay, so Predator Badlands. Let's start off before we get into the movie. Let's start off with what our expectations were. And I'm starting with you.
Oh, man, okay.
Oh, first off, hold up. We've got our first comment. Mr. Kemp, of course. Good morning, gang. I'm dreading this review. Mr. Kemp, hang on to your socks. That's all I got to say.
Well, the funny thing is we didn't see the movie. We're just reviewing before seeing it.
Yeah, we're reviewing the commercials. You caught a 2 p.m. show today, correct?
Yes.
I was catching a 4:10 show, but my doctor's appointment, I got in and I got out quick, so I wound up hitting up my father like, hey, we could catch a 3:30 show in the XT theater with the bigger, the better screen and the good seats. He was like, I'm on my way. Perfect. And yeah, we got there. I switched my tickets to get the XD, and away we go. 50 fucking minutes of trailers, though. Come on, bro.
What was weird is mine started 15 minutes after its runtime. It was shocking. I thought I would have like a lot of trailers too, but no. 2:00, I sat down in my seat and it played the new V thing for maybe 10 minutes, and then it started showing the actual trailers, and we only had like 4. So the movie started pretty much on the dot. I was out literally at like 4 on the dot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get into the review, let's go about how we felt going into this movie, because I was digging everything I saw off the top, right? Like, I was like, you know what? I'm down for this. This shit looks crazy. It looks good from that first trailer. I was the Wailing Utani bot. I'm like, yeah, I'm all in for this, right? But you, on the other hand, Mr. I love Predator so freaking much.
I do love Predator so freaking much.
You had a lot of reservations going in.
Yeah.
A lot in the group chat. You were tearing this movie up, but go ahead.
Yeah, and I still say that the marketing for this movie fucking sucked. The trailers didn't do this movie justice. I kept going on and off. Like, there were some things I'd see, I'd get excited for, and then they would drop like a 20-minute clip, and I just would be like, oh man, roll my eyes. I was not for this movie.
What was one of the things you hated the most?
The dialogue. I really hated the dialogue, and I hated so in one trailer I saw it Dan Trottenberg was talking about how Deck had like temperament issues, and the video the footage that followed after was he's on the ground and he slams his fist like he's throwing a tantrum, and I'm just like, I don't want to see bratty boy Predator just trying to make it to look good in front of dad, and that just like I just couldn't vibe with it. I thought that was just kind of like, roll your eyes. I was looking for something to be in the lines of a traditional Predator film, with going deeper into the lore and stuff like that. And seeing the trailer to this, like, yeah, we were getting like some things about deeper lore and technology, but I didn't like the setting it was being told in.
Okay.
And I just couldn't for one too, I did not like Deck's design in the trailers. They showed like part of the suit, and it makes sense now why Deck has the design, because the actor that plays Deck, whose name I think his name's Dimitri or Demetrius,
Yeah.
he has a very small head.
Huh.
He's a very slender man too, and uh, or Slender Man, rather. But it makes sense now why Deck looked the way he did, aside from the story aspect of it. But I mean, I won't go into anything else until we reach that point. But that was one of the things, and I just the trailer's dialogue's just like, on here you're not the predator, you're the prey, and I'm like, okay, let's not do this. And it just I don't know. It just really put me off. I just wasn't excited to see spoiled brat predator trying to prove himself.
With a red lightsaber? I'm just saying.
And now that was cool. That is the Dark Blade clan predator's blade. So that's an actual predator thing. I don't know if they're going to actually call that canon in the franchise, but that's what that was. That was Dark Blade clan stuff.
Mr. Lore over here, real quick. Mr. Kemp comes in and says Predator stops with Danny Glover, in my opinion. The rest are abominations. I do
no. There's good Predator movies after that. I mean, like Predators was great. Really only the Predator was bad to me. I mean, I say what you want about the Alien versus Predator movies, but Predator was fucking awesome in those. So
the second one, definitely. Even if you couldn't see him, he was John Cena Predator.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that real soon, actually.
Dude, watch AVPR now in our climate politically, and you'll just laugh. It's fucking funny.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
The government doesn't lie.
Mr. Kemp said, "No, there's shit."
You lost all credibility, Mr. What's your name?
That's my guy. Mr. Kemp's been around since the G Show Facebook page, so
he got to settle down a bit. He don't know what he's talking about.
You got to understand, Mr. Kemp, Brother Chase is a huge Predator fan,
and a huge Godzilla fan.
Well, everybody knows that. That's why. Come on, but towards the end of this marketing campaign, it wasn't. I stopped watching the trailers. I thought like the first one was all I needed. I think maybe two, but then they did the final trailer. Then you're telling me that there was like 20 minutes of footage shown. I didn't want to see nothing.
They dropped footage and behind the scenes things every single day from October.
Yeah, see, I wasn't interested in none of that. I just wanted to see the movie. But, and this is some crazy shit, as we were getting closer and closer, I want to say about as early as 2-3 weeks ago, I started to not want to watch this movie. I started to, for whatever reason, really listen, and all of a sudden I become like you. I start feeling what you're saying, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure about that Predator head, and I don't know, like this is probably not gonna be what I want it to be. Or there was so much stuff that I started feeling. My emotions started to get mixed, and I wasn't gonna go see this movie today. I was gonna wait until the weekend to see it.
But I wasn't gonna go see it either. My buddy dragged me to it. He's like, "Hey, let's go see it." So, like, sure.
And that's the thing. A funny thing happened between Friday and I want to say Tuesday. A funny thing happened between Friday and Tuesday. So Friday, my parents came down to wish me a happy birthday, whatever. Give me something. My father goes, "Hey, that new Predator movie's coming out, right?" I go, "Yeah, it is." He goes, "Okay." He goes, "Is there anything I need to watch before that?" I said, "Yeah, watch Prey." He goes, "Oh, I saw that." I said, "Okay, watch Predator Killer of Killers." He goes, "What's that?" I tell him. He goes, "I don't want to watch a cartoon." Listen, Dad, it's not a cartoon. It's adult animation. It's a big difference. Huge difference. I don't know. Tuesday, he texts me, "That movie was great. I can't believe it." I'm like, oh, look at what you're saying. He loved it. So he goes, "Are you going to see the new one?" I go, maybe Thursday evening, possibly Saturday. But I've got, because we were gone this weekend, so we didn't take down our Halloween decorations. Personally, I don't care. I'll leave this shit up all year.
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, all year for me too.
You know? But Saturday, I got to take them down. So I'm like, you know what? I'll go Thursday. Do you want to go? So he was like, I'll get back to you. So this morning, I text him. I look at the times. I go, you know what? I got a doctor's appointment. I could catch a 4:10 show. I hit him up. I'm going to go at 4:10. You want to come? Let's go. He got back to me. He said, okay, I'll meet you there. And then the rest is history. But it's funny because, again, killer of killers. He was blown away by that. And again, this is a dude pushing 70.
And you know what's funny, and it's funny you talk about this, and no offense to the age of people listening or this at all, but there were a lot of old people in my theater, like seniors, and I was like, wow. I've seen Predator in theaters several times as a kid growing up, and this is the first time I've ever seen like seniors and old folk, older generations seeing this movie.
They wanted to see what was different.
I think, yeah.
Well, they just wanted a new Predator movie in theaters, right? Like,
yeah.
Last two.
Maybe because of what Prey did, it got people so excited, and they're just like, yeah, what the hell?
You know, it's funny. Weren't they supposed to do like a Prey and Badlands?
They have a Prey and Badlands double feature, but it's only in select theaters.
Okay. Because all right. I didn't see no advertisements in my Cinemark. All right. So that's the nitty gritty. That was the lead up to this movie. Let's get into talking about this movie, and I'm gonna go first here, Brother Chase.
Right down.
I really thoroughly enjoyed the shit out of this movie. In the beginning, I was saying to myself, I kind of miss the Predator versus a human. I want to see that. But I was not disappointed with anything I was getting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As thoughts were processing in my brain early on. As the movie progressed, there might have been one or two things that I kind of wasn't, maybe really just one thing that I wasn't really feeling, but it didn't take away from my enjoyment of the movie. And as this movie hit its crescendo, I was like, yo.
I like that word, crescendo. That's a good word to use.
Yeah, because I was sitting there like, yo, you know what? Yeah. Oh, fucking yeah. Like, I'm now having a great time. I'm having a great time with this movie. It is a movie I would definitely go back and watch. And this is not me spoiling anything just yet. But, and honestly, there's not much to spoil. There's no big revelations in this movie. There's no xenomorphs. Okay, seriously, I don't know if you peeped it, but they really kind of gave you more of that fucking Independence Day skull in the trailers than they do in the actual movie.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. It's kind of like, oh, we fucked up. We'll ring that back in. I digress. The movie really built up for me. Like, I was just like, okay, I'm on board. Oh, okay. Oh.
It was paced. Yeah, it was paced really well enough to keep it engaging.
Indeed. So one of the things I thought I was gonna hate was talking Youches. At first I was kind of like, I mean, I get it because it's just them, but at the same time, I'm like, do I really want to hear Predators talk? Like, I don't know. All right, I'll tell you what. Actually, one of the things that really kind of peeves me, I don't like the name Deck. It does not feel right.
Yeah, I still don't know why they chose that name. I just that's not a comic book character or anything.
It doesn't feel organically like a Yautja alien.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a proper Predator name. Like, growing up reading the lore, Predator names were things like Broken Tusk, which everybody thought that's what Deck was going to be.
Makes sense.
Bad Blood, Knife Fang, or Swift Knife, or Scarface from Concrete Jungle. The names were pretty like tribal, or like brute. They're very tribal. So getting something like Deck was kind of from the beginning, was kind of like, okay.
Maybe, because I like all of that in lore. Maybe they didn't. I mean, no, because if I was Dan Trachtenberg, I would have just done it. Maybe they didn't give them cool names like that because they didn't want to make it easily accessible to us to put it together. Like, basically, it sounds like they're Indian names. You know what I'm saying? Like Native.
Right.
Hold up, Mr. Kemp comes in. Pee Wee would be a good
short round.
short round. Yes. God. Yes.
Tiny but mighty.
Oh my God, that's so freaking good. Oh, that's so freaking good. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they used, the way they hear their names. They're not going to hear their name as Mr. Concrete or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, Sledgehammer.
Although, now that I think about it, when she did do the translation thing, that's what she should have heard.
Yeah.
If Deck said Deck, maybe Deck meant, I don't know, give me a Predator lore name, bro. Anything. Throw some.
Say that one more time.
Throw some lore name at me, or make up a Predator name that would work in lore for Deck.
Gone Thway was a race or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but Gone Thway is a name they use. I think it was a race, or they used to call like either other predators that or the xenomorphs that.
No, like the name, like you said how they had the wolf or whatever the other names, like the way they were described in the books or the lore.
Oh yeah, well then,
what would you name Deck instead of Deck?
There's a name in the lore that sounds really cool called Swift Knife. And I think that's a pretty good one. I would call him just something swift because he was really agile. He was very, or Cunning Knife because he was really intelligent too. Something that goes with the line of being agile and smart. Because that one scene was really cool, if you know what I'm talking about.
I really like Cunning Knife.
Cunning Knife. I think I like that one.
So if he would have said Deck and she would have said Cunning Knife, that would have been dope. That would have been one of the better little Easter eggs for the diehard fans like you.
Right.
I would have had to ask you, yo, why when he said Deck, she called him Cunning Knife, and then you would have explained to me, oh no, that's what their names is, but they're pronounced Deck. Or,
right.
What was his brother's name? Kiwi?
Kaway or Kaway, Kaway, I think.
That sounds more like a Yautja name than Deck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then the father was just named the Father. He didn't have a big moniker to his name either.
Real quick, did you stay to the final end credits?
Yeah, I didn't stay till after the credits, but I stayed from the last 10 seconds when the credits showed, and then there was something else.
Okay, yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I looked it up to see if there wasn't anything at the end of the credits, and it said there wasn't, so I left. But I saw the thing that happened after the ending.
I should have looked it up. We left too. What we wound up doing was staying. You know how they do that one credit sequence where it's like directed by, and then they do the stars' names.
Yeah.
Scroll. As soon as the scroll came on, I was like, okay, they're not doing anything. We're out. Let's go. I got all right. I guess let's talk about the movie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Spoiler time. But again, there's not much to spoil for this movie. It is an action-packed movie. It is fun.
Yeah. There really wasn't anything like this movie's story was very simple. And so with that, there really isn't much to spoil. I mean, if you watch the trailers, you kind of get like at least scene for scene what something will happen. There was a few stuff not in the trailers. But
I'll put it like this. I think the biggest spoilers that really ain't spoilers is Dan Trachtenberg really mapped out and gave some scope to that planet.
yes. And that was the one thing that I thought was awesome. I felt like it was Predator Skull Island. I was like, dude, they got an alien King Kong. I want to see more of that, and I want to see more of the monsters. I want to see more of that island. That planet was cool.
That planet was cool. There was always a threat somewhere, whether it was biological or not. There was always a threat. And well, actually, all of them were biological, now to think about it. But still, it was so good. The menagerie of fucking alien life. And you would expect that. And I that was one of the best parts of this movie was that, they sat down and they literally thought up all of these ideas and this creature and that creature and things that don't even pertain to the movie. You just see in the background, like this one giant slug hanging off the side of a mountain in the distance as a freaking dragon thing flies by and gets scooped up.
Yeah.
It's a great shot.
I love that stuff in Peter Jackson's King Kong, and that's why I thought it was Skull Island. I was like, dude, I love that idea.
Alien Skull Island, Kong in space. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. No, that was one of the things I thought was 10 out of 10. Because again, you watch a lot of movies that are set in a Predators, for instance.
Yeah.
You're on an alien world. How many different alien life forms was there, though? Not like this. Not like this.
Did you ever read that comic, though?
The Aftermath?
No, it was the Predators, sequel comic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you saw the four-armed Predator hunting them?
I hated that.
Yeah.
I hated it. I was not a fan.
Well, that comic had a lot more in it, if I recall, but not like a ton. But yeah, that's one of the things that I really liked was there was such there was so much detail on this planet. It didn't feel empty. You felt like this planet was huge and that there were things that we still have not discovered. And I would so hope that we could get to see more of that someday.
Which I really, really liked. All right. My biggest problem with the movie, I already said, the talking and stuff, like the Yautja talk. That wasn't my biggest problem. It was honestly, and I really enjoyed it, but at the same time, I had a problem with it. It was Elle Fanning Cyborg. It was the Weyland-Yutani synth that Deck carries around the entire time. I just thought this cheery, happy-go-lucky, legless synth was too much. I was having a hard time.
I also felt like they kind of rushed her part as well. I felt like it had an interesting build-up, and I would have liked to have seen more of a dynamic and see her do more violence and stuff. But right, you definitely feel at a certain point it just goes slope, and then we're on to the next part.
Yeah. All right. I guess this is the biggest first spoiler. There's two of her. And she's a synth. And I liked that. And I liked how when she's getting to know Deck and she's talking to Deck, and he's explaining my brother, the shit that happened with his brother.
Yeah.
And then she's talking about Tessa. And he calls her, he's like, oh, that's your sister. And I like that. I like how that started to get her thinking. I like the idea that these Weyland-Yutani synths, these particular ones, they built in feelings.
Yeah.
I thought that was nice. I would love to know the date of this movie in terms of continuity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and if I remember right, it takes place like right either I believe it takes place after Romulus because it takes place in like hold on, I had it the other day. Uh,
Hmm.
it says okay, it says the year's not specified, but it takes place after all of the. It says it does take place after the year, all of the events of Alien and Predator.
Okay.
So we're like far in the future.
Far in the future, yeah. We're rocking it. All right, here we go real quick. Mr. Kemp comes in. I've not seen the movie yet, but the synth in the trailers look like she will be very annoying. I love the idea of the movie, though it's a great premise for a Predator movie. She is annoying. At least I felt she was annoying in certain parts, but in other parts, she definitely pieces the narrative together.
I think what's annoying, it's not that herself is annoying. It's that because she's rushed, we get these reactions from her that aren't aren't that I deserve. Sorry, like we get reactions from her that I feel like aren't deserving yet, and because she relays them so quickly, it's kind of like, well, that kind of gets brought off the wrong way. And also, they both play the humor pieces back and forth, but with Thea, it just there's things about her that like I didn't mind the talking, I didn't mind the contrast. I just didn't like that there were some reactions that felt like, okay, we get it that you're feeling this way, but like it just feels like it's too soon in the movie. And I think that was my part. But I'm not, yeah, I don't know. See, she didn't really bother me herself. I actually got bothered more by the other one,
Tessa?
Tessa. Yeah, that's the one I got bothered by the most because I just felt like she pops up and she has this villainous presence, but she, again, it didn't really feel like that built up and wasn't that earned. But I mean, where the movie goes is still fine. It's just I just feel like at that point when those two reconnect, it's like okay, there's a lot of like for the sake of how this movie's paced, it works, but it also feels a little bit, it just felt rushed. And that, I think that itself is what was annoying for me. It wasn't necessarily the characters.
I will counter that. I will counter that in Tessa's regard. And it's crazy to say that if you've never seen any of these movies, if you don't know the lore or history outside of, of Predator or even Aliens, I mean, because let's not fucking fake the funk here. Aliens is all over this movie without there being xenomorphs. I mean, it's a wailing.
Oh yeah, I mean, Mother is the whole leading charge.
So I would say this: if you know the lore and you know the synths, outside of Bishop, they're all bad. They're all bad.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They are all bad, and hell, even one Bishop was bad too. So I totally buy that because it's obvious it's coming, especially when they bring her in and she's already all destroyed after the brutal battle with I forgot what they call it, but I'm gonna call
it
the Calisk. I was gonna call it the Basilisk, but
that's what I thought too. Was like, okay, Basilisk.
That's what it reminded me. That's what I got from it. By the way, real quick, that creature design was dope.
Yeah.
When you said Kong Skull Island earlier, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, this shit is King Kong right here, bro.
Yeah, and the bone bison. I love that thing too. I thought that was cool.
Dude, bone bison, Biolante, like
it's Predator fighting Biolante.
It was so good. Okay. The fact that this Predator was stripped down had no weapons outside of his sword. He lost the bow, which I thought the bow was really fucking cool. Okay, there, Deck Rambo.
Yeah.
The bow got lost like right off the bat. Like everything got lost. And then he does the Arnold Schwarzenegger montage.
Oh yeah, I love that.
He even does it after he falls down the waterfall, like Arnold.
Yeah, dude, it was rad. I thought it was. I loved seeing the ingenuity, and that's the thing I loved is Predator being intelligent, and that's what I really liked seeing was him making makeshift weapons, and that was cool.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. I was mad at one thing though. He goes back to the ship. He pulls out his brother's mask. I thought he was going to wear the mask, but he chose not to. He chose to be his own clan of one. So when he goes back to the bone bison and he cuts it to make a mask, when he goes back to those worms with the freaking bot flies or whatever, and he uses that as the plasma laser on his shoulder. I'll tell you this, that right there during that whole thing, I was like, damn you, Dan Trachtenberg, for making me like this biological predator, because there was nothing on that dude that was a weapon, a mechanical.
Yeah, he donned the fucking outcast persona and attire. Everything about him was outcast.
Oh, dude, I loved it. And again, you know more in the lore than I do, and I just thought that was fucking fire.
But so with that being said, for those listening, you can go into this movie not even knowing the lore, because the lore, even though there are things in it, there isn't so much of it to where it's like if you don't know that you can't enjoy it. Or really, was there really anything present about it? It was just minor things. So if that helps or not, that's the thing. But yeah,
absolutely, yeah. You don't need to go and you don't need to know all the Predator movies or the Alien movie, even though you don't need to really know the Alien movies except for Wailing Yutani, or Alien Earth, because at the end they had those little containment units that was in Alien Earth.
Right.
I was like, hey, I know those. I was like, all right.
I think that one of the best ways to put it is go in seeing this movie as like maybe seeing not seeing Predator as the first time, but seeing it as this is like seeing Predator for the first time on like the meat and potatoes. Like everything's like, it's not a reboot or anything like that. It's just, this is just the first time we're seeing something go deeper into that. So it's building upon itself.
Yep. There's no cloak. He is out there in the open, and he's got to do what he's got to do. And you know, the trophy aspect and everything that goes on with the trophy that can't die. I loved that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. No wonder why anybody that shows up, any Yautja that shows up here gets murked because of this. All right, look, real quick. We got to talk about one thing I thought was going to absolutely sink the movie, and it might for some. It really might for some. But I said that I thought it would sink the movie for my father because he's not into like that cutesy shitting, but he fucking loved it. We got to talk about Bud. The little fucking ape, literally, he was fucking
the baby. Well, we were gonna go spoilers.
He's Baby Kong.
Yeah, Baby Kong. He's a better Suko than what we got in New Empire.
He really was a better Suko. First off, I didn't think it was going to play a part in the movie. I thought it was going to be another one of these just like random alien life forms that gives, you know, Deck problems, and Deck is probably going to slice it down the middle and kill it. You know, or I thought it was going to be like, oh, look, he's so cute. You know, the typical trope. Oh, look.
And then Violante eats it.
And then he turns into this like ugly ass thing. But no, that wasn't the case. It played a part. I love the fact that it also was trying to get the bison. What was it called? Bone bison.
Yeah, the bone bison.
And the fact that its hide was indestructible when the giant starfish from the fucking top of the trees, again, Skull Island. God, this movie was Predator Skull Island.
It 100% was.
Holy shit. This movie was Predator Skull Island. Wow. Just done better.
Debatable. I love Skull Island.
In regards to the fauna and the super fauna or the mega fauna, in regards to that, Skull Island's the biggest thing was you have to focus Kong. You have to focus on Kong. There was no Kong here, right? So you can focus on all these different fucking creatures that live here. Again,
right. The thing is, too, the Callisk was technically like the top dog on the island, as far as we know.
Exactly. No,
not the island, the planet. You know.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Why would Weyland-Yutani go looking for it? Which is another thing that was crazy. We're looking for another ultimate life form, and this Callisk thing is just it. What?
It fucking has regenerative properties.
I love, we're going to help the human race. I loved when she told
and that makes me very curious to how it's going to move on with Predator or Alien, because that makes me wonder, are they going to try to make a xenomorph that can regenerate? Like that's Dead Space territory right there.
I can't see them trying to do that. I think that's overkill, honestly. I think they're trying to move on from the xenomorph, if anything, but we don't even know yet because, you know, what we got.
Well, Disney CEO guy said if this movie did well financially, we'd be finding a way to connect these universes.
They did in this one, Weyland-Yutani. It's done. Say no more.
Well, he said Alien versus Predator, end quote.
Of course. And honestly, we all knew, and we've talked about this like since last year, that is going to be not the end game, but where it eventually leads to, right?
Right. And what they're going to do is they're going to kidnap Baby Kong, and then they're going to take its blood, and then make a xenomorph, necromorph that regenerates.
Well, Baby Kong wasn't so baby at the end of this movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. But the movie also picks up like the sequel set up right at the end too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. As Mr. Kemp comes in and says, Disney is ruining franchises we grew up with as kids. It's heartbreaking. Yes.
See, that's the thing, man. You haven't seen the movie yet. You're not even listening to us. Calm down.
No, relax, Chase. Chill. This brother, he's all right. He's all right. Listen, I don't think that's really the case. Alien Earth was shockingly phenomenal.
Alien Earth was rad.
Shockingly phenomenal. And this is really freaking good. Like, this is on the list at the end of the year. And Killer of Killers, bro, with the exception of them keeping the fucking people who beat Predators, that's my biggest that's on the list too. It's on both lists, actually. But that'll be here at the end of the year. Yeah,
and now there's the reports of them wanting to have Arnold back in the next one, and then have Amber Midthunder back in the next one too, and then basically the ending of Killer of Killers sets up Prey 2, and then it's supposed to segue into the Badlands sequel. There's gonna be a lot of interesting things.
Ooh, okay, hang on. Mr. Kim says, I hated Alien Earth. It was awful. Same with Killer of Killers. I'm not liking any of this new stuff. Oh boy, that is
then you're probably not gonna like the rest of our review here.
Yeah, you're probably not gonna like listen. Well, all right, I'll put it like this. Look at this poster. Does this poster scream Predator to you? Any Predator movie?
No, it screams Marvel.
Screams Marvel? Star Wars?
Someone said Star Wars, but I was trying to think. I didn't really see much Star Wars in this, but I guess. But yet again, I don't watch Star Wars like the majority of people do.
So Star Wars, I'm going to put it like this. You had the lightsabers, right? The swords. You had Deck carrying around, what was her name?
Thea?
Thea, right? Thea. Deck carrying around Thea like Chewbacca carried around 3PO. You had crazy aliens putting them in.
Yeah, and the Bud looked like a porg.
Yeah. Then
He
you
had the porg face.
you had the synths, because there was no humans in this movie. You had the synths. You could make them as stormtroopers, right? It really felt, and then at the end, Deck versus his father. I mean, where have we seen?
Yeah. She mentioned it.
Like this poster, this image we have up right here, really feels Star Wars-esque. It really does. Deck right standing in the middle. I'm the hero. Homegirl behind him, looking over the shoulder. I'm, co-hero. This is Predator Star Wars more than Badlands. And I think at the end of it, when I finished it, I was like, holy fuck. That was
a great Star Wars movie.
That was pre-prequel Star Wars. I really enjoyed that, man. Like, again, at the beginning, I was like, all right, I'm here. All right. I ain't got my footing yet, but I'm here. I'm paying attention. I'm not going to dismiss it just yet. By the end, I was like, oh God, yes. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There are things. And it is funny. That's another thing that's different about this movie outside of other Predator movies.
There's humor, yeah.
Yeah, the comedy comes from humans in those movies, right?
But I didn't feel like the humor in this was like ridiculous or eye-rolly, cringy or anything like that.
No, it was perfect humor because it was like, I don't want to say child humor, right? Because I don't want to be like this.
But it was simple.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was simple.
Yeah. Like, I love the part when he's like showing off his sword to Bud, and Bud picks up the stick and lights it on fire. I thought that was pretty funny.
My theater got a chuckle out of that shit. I was cracking up at that. I was like, he was doing everything Deck was doing to get ready for bed. And then Deck was getting mad and was like, you know what? He ain't got a sword. And Bud's like, okay, I found a stick. Oh, so good.
I really liked. I want to wait till you come to me about how I really felt. So keep going.
We'll get to that because I'm gonna try to keep this one to an hour at max.
No worries.
So all of that stuff was cool, right? And again, there's a lot of things that does happen. Look, we didn't get to the part why Deck is Deck. Why did you hate the way he looked in the beginning and how they explain the reason why? And he's the runt of the litter.
He is deformed.
He's deformed. And when that happened, I was like, okay, I could totally buy one, because that's one of the things that I started to be like, man, I'm not really feeling this movie. Yeah. Baby Chase is right. I want typical, original Predator look.
But they did update him for the movie. He did not look as bad as he did earlier.
He looked really good.
Yeah, the CGI, and it's funny because the stuff with the suit was a little off when it showed him, because his head was really small. Because the guy who plays the dude is really small. He's tall, but he's slender. But the CGI, like, there were some shots where it made Predator just look mean. Deck looked ferocious at some parts, and I loved that.
Deck definitely came off looking ferocious, and I did too, because it was like, I got to prove myself. And it's not one of the things I did love about this is there was never fear. The only time you saw fear in his eyes was when he was watching his brother get killed.
And when he realized that Bud was a child to the thing he was trying to kill.
I didn't see that as fear. I saw that as sympathy.
Yeah, that could be a good way to put it.
And Bud really was kind of the star of the show for me, because I loved the whole thing. Like I loved the ensemble, how it all turned out. But man, I really loved Bud. Again,
see, and what's funny is when I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, I don't think Ray's gonna like Bud. That's the one thing in my head I thought. I don't think G1's gonna like Bud.
I was like, he's a baby Chewbacca. I love him. I love him. Are you kidding me? And again, I didn't think that it was going to work. So you were right on point with that. How I thought. I didn't think it was going to work. I was like, why are they doing this with Predator? It makes sense. And again, this morning I put in a group chat one of my favorite fucking commentators,
Robert Ray Burnett. I love that guy too.
Burnett straight up said this was like an 80s movie. And yes, it absolutely was, with this modern take, because we've got the technology to go all out now.
Right.
Think about it. If this movie was in the 80s, and this is a perfect example of an 80s movies updated for today, we wouldn't have gotten the lush landscape. We wouldn't have gotten all of the megafauna that's in this movie. We would have gotten 20%, maybe, because they had to build all that. They had to puppet that shit or do animation around it. Not even CG. But the fact that we can do that now and make it look really good. Oh, I thoroughly agree with that assessment, and I loved it. It is a pure 80s movie. It is a pure 80s movie in 2025.
And that's another thing. The music was really good in this movie too.
I thought about you as soon as the movie started, and it had that.
Yeah, it had the throat singing.
I love that.
Yeah, that was rad. I liked that a lot too.
And I went into this movie hoping to God, I was like, listen, as long as they play the Predator theme, I'm okay. Not once did that shit show up.
Nope, not even in the credits.
Yeah. I was like, well.
I mean, I didn't stay for the very end, so maybe it's in there at the end, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah, but I was okay with the throat singing. That to me was dope. It felt otherworldly. It felt on that.
It felt like if Predators were making music, that's what it would sound like.
1000%. But I'm gonna let you take it away here, brother. Let's
okay.
I want your feelings. I want your honest to God opinions. I want to know. You just let loose.
Okay. So the best way I could describe it is, although this is not the Predator movie I would have made, this is not the Predator movie that I was expecting. This is not the Predator movie that I wanted. This ended up being the Predator movie that I didn't know I wanted. And I remember Dan Trottenberg saying that in the beginning, like months ago, like, this is the movie that I want people to like not realize or realize this is just what, they didn't know they want this before. And I liked that and I appreciated that. I thought that for a little bit, I almost think that maybe this is the direction to take Predator. Because we've done the horror thing for quite a while, and although I still love those movies, and I do love hard R Predator and more horror-esque, but Predator for a while hasn't really been that way. I feel like with this was just really great at expanding Predator in a light that I've have never seen really before. Like, you see glimpses of it in like Alien versus Predator, and then in Predators he's like helping for a split second. But seeing this in a way that's expanding on Predator's world and culture and technology, and I just thought that was I really felt like, when I was against it in the beginning, seeing it on screen and seeing that Trottenberg wasn't just kind of like shoehorning things, he was actually taking things and making it interesting and stuff. I like that a lot. I still think it's a little tough thinking about the differences, how we got to this Predator to last, because I look at the Jungle Hunter from the original, and I don't think that Predator was a Yautja, but giving these Predators humanity to them totally changes it to where I'm not going to lie, it is something to get used to, but it's not a bad thing like I feared it was going to be. And I really ended up enjoying the design for Deck towards the end. By the end of the movie, I was totally fine with it. And that's a good thing. And you see, I really love the brother. I thought the brother's design was really cool.
Oh, really? Man?
Yeah, and I mean, the mullet was really funny, but it worked, man. I'm on board seeing this. To me, in my opinion, and this is just the way I perceive it. This is like seeing Predator for the first time. This is like the reboot of Predator for the first time, and I'm thoroughly. I enjoyed this movie. It was fun. That's what I liked, is that I had a good time. I started finding myself smiling, and once I started feeling for the characters, then I was like, okay, there is something here that I didn't know I was going to get, and I'm here for it. The movie's paced really well and has really fun action scenes. Like, it never felt really boring. There was always something, whether it was slow, it was comedic, or if there was, a scene that was building something, then you'd get back to some type of dilemma that Deck and Thea and Bud had to deal with. And I liked that. It was interesting and fun. I think that if you go into this movie as a Predator fan or even a non-Predator fan, it will be easier as a non-Predator. Like, if you're just a casual Predator fan, it's going to be a lot easier. As a diehard fan, like I am, if you can just take a deep breath and lower the expectation and just watch it and just give the design a chance. And once you start to get accustomed to it, it's kind of, I think you'll see that this movie has a lot of merits. And Dan T, now after seeing Prey, I didn't really like Killer of Killers that much, but I'm going to go back and rewatch it and see if that changes now seeing Badlands. Because at the time I was very bitter because of Badlands. Now that I'm seeing Badlands and seeing where Dan's taking it and basically how that ending really connects with Killer of Killers, I want to give it a shot again and just see how that changes. But if Dan is going to be the holder of the Predator franchise, I think we're in good hands seeing something new with it. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm really excited to see it. It's like I said, I call this movie Predator Radlands. I had fun with it. I really did.
What he used to call this shit. He was calling it Sadlands.
Sadlands or Lands Bad. It still might land bad basing it off the box office, but it's supposed to make 60 and had a budget of 100 million. So we'll see. I think it will be okay though.
Honestly, I think the PG-13 rating might help it. And listen, I didn't even think about the rating as I'm watching this movie.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a PG-13 movie.
It doesn't. It just feels like a perfect movie in regards to it. It's like it just works. Like, okay.
And so another thing too is they showed the trailer for Avatar: Fire and Ash before seeing this movie, and I totally was thinking I would love a Predator movie like Avatar, but just with Predator and what basically where it felt like where this movie's going. It feels like there's going to be a war coming, and I'm here for it, man. It's been a while since I've with Jurassic World Rebirth being a bummer and that being a hyped up movie for me, and then same with Primitive War not hitting the mark for me, and then Predator Badlands just me being totally put off by it, to be thoroughly enjoyed when I left the theater, like I was when I saw -1, except I didn't see it in the D box. I'm happy with how this film ended out. And I really hope that Predator fans give it a chance, and because I'm here for it, man. And I was so judgmental and bitter. And I'm glad I was proved wrong. I was glad that I went in with my low expectations and then left the theater feeling really happy with the result. And I'm excited to see where it goes.
And seriously, we weren't even going to do this today because I was basing tonight on Brother Chase's reaction. I said, maybe we're gonna do it on Saturday. I came out of the theater. I know he's seen it already. He got out earlier than me, and I saw what he wrote. He wrote Predator Badlands. I said, "Uh-oh, let's go tonight." And yeah, and that's why we are here tonight. I cannot disagree with what you said. Everything you said is exactly how I felt. Again, one or two things I might not have liked, but it did not take nothing away from the enjoyment I had for this movie by the end of the movie. And again, as I look at this poster, I cannot help but think, good God Almighty, they're doing Star Wars in the Predator universe. Now, that doesn't mean, Marvel, you go ahead and make a comic book, Predator versus the Star Wars universe.
They already have a comic coming out, too. It's a prequel comic to this.
That's the thing I don't like when Marvel does that, because you know what? I read the prequel comic to Rob My Bucks, and it sucked. Actually, it sucked, but there was a story there that could have been the movie.
Yeah, could have been the movie.
I don't want to see Deck and his brother growing up and Deck losing his tooth. I don't want to see that. I don't care. They give you that in the movie. They give you the exposition, and it works. And Deck's arc really worked, and I think that was the biggest thing for me. It was like, really, like, I don't want to follow the Predator. I want the Predator to hunt. I want him to hunt. And as the movie goes, as the movie keeps going, I'm like, shit. Well then, like, this is the side of the hunt, and I ain't mad at this dude. He's an outcast, and he's trying to prove himself. And that right there, I thought was so good. And yeah, look, the Easter eggs. I think the biggest Easter egg is on this poster. It's the fucking load lifter. All right, I like load.
Yeah, the Mecha Kong, the Mecha Callisk.
Oh my God, man! Listen, that load lifter was dope. It was huge. It was gigantic. They never say "get away from her, you bitch," like Rob My Bucks did, and did it in such a poor way.
Oh yeah, it gave him the stutter.
Oh God, that shit. But no, Badlands legit. Go see it. Go watch it in theaters. It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
If you want your Predator to be hunting humans in a jungle, or the concrete jungle, or I don't know, out of space, this ain't it. But if you want a different take, if you want to see something that's different, if you want to see two worlds collide legit, because Wayland Utani, watch this movie, because they do set a lot of things up. They really do start putting pieces together. I'm in it for the fun. Well, Brother Chase, what's your final verdict on it, man? Out of
just real quick, when I wanted to add the fight scenes with Deck when he's fighting things, I've been wanting to see Predator do that for a long time, and I'm glad we did. And I think that opens up to the sequels being very entertaining. I give this movie, dude, oh God, at least an 8 out of 10. Final verdict. It's a good time. Go see it. Give it a chance. Go in open-minded. It's not going to be for everybody, of course, but it's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie at all. 8 out of 10, huh?
8 out of 10.
I think I'm right there with you. 8 out of 10. Listen, it might be 8.5 out of 10, honestly. I didn't get the Predator theme. I really did kind of want to hit that.
I give it an 8 out of 10 in case I go see it again and there are things I see where I'm like, eh.
Yeah, you would do that. But yes, 8 out of 10 sounds about right. 8.5 out of 10 sounds about right. Brother Chase, I want to thank you for joining us tonight.
Oh, thank you for getting on and talking with me about it. I'm glad I got to decompress that. Because I was really excited, and I had to stop myself overanalyzing that in the movie. So being able to talk about it now was awesome.
Perfect. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of y'all out there. Brother Kemp, appreciate you. I appreciate you. I love you. And everybody out there, go see Predator Badlands. I am G1, and we are out of here. Peace.